Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat. We are fresh off of a live event last Thursday. We're going to tell you how it went. We're going to tell you, look, maybe there's a lot more events coming. Maybe we never do another one again. We don't know. You'll have to wait and see. Also, Ari went around the party. This is how he spent his time, because he's freshly heartbroken and obviously doesn't want to talk to people about happy things. He went around the party and just asked people what they hated the most about Group Chat. So we got that for you. We're going to talk about it. We're going to hear what our audience hates the most about us, and we're going to address it.
And we might have cut Ari's pay by a third.
Yeah, Ari's pay just got cut by a third. So things are really going downhill for Ari lately. Also, I found out why I wasn't invited to Dee's son's birthday party, but I was invited to Anand's. So a lot of personal stuff on this episode. And then we have a very, very, very special guest who stopped by. We'll just say he's on the left.
He only turns left.
He'll
go around the block just to keep turning left.
So you had people name the worst part about Group Chat, and you also have the best part about Group Chat on the episode today.
Okay.
I like to call him Tim DeSantis.
That's who he is now. Okay, and then of course we're going to talk about some news. So we got a lot going on today's episode. For all you like diehard, people who really love the podcast, I think will be a really fun episode for you because we have special guests, we have feedback from our event, we have some personal stories and banter. So a lot of good stuff. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you this. We are going to talk about I'd say bigger than Trump, the biggest celebrity to be banned from social media. I mean, this is mind blowing.
Yeah, huge.
It's a big deal. So we're going to talk about it. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey guys, very, very, very successful event when was that? Friday? What day was that? Thursday. Wow, time flies. Very successful.
Very successful. As always, I'm blown away when I meet people who listen to the podcast. One, because it's just like a wide variety of people that do a wide variety of things, all like incredibly intelligent, pretty thoughtful, all kinds of careers and industries. And it's just like, it's amazing. Yeah. And then I'll have to tell you, my advice I offered pre-event, I'm pretty sure I changed the trajectory of people's lives.
Let me tell you what, you missed...
people's lives or the event?
No, their lives, because they're going to take that behavior everywhere they go.
You had a very small change on my life on Thursday night because I missed this episode. Maybe this is what you're talking about, but
yeah,
a young man came up to me. And this guy was great. I mean, he said he moved here 4 years ago from Nigeria. He started listening to the podcast. It changed his life. He showed me all the podcasts that he listens to. They're all ones that we've recommended. He, Group Chat changed his life. And then he said, but you know what? Dee said never to stay too long. So I'm going to go ahead and leave and move on to the next conversation. But it was great talking to you. And I was like, how nice was that?
How good is that? Imagine if Rob had done that at the beginning of every Fantasy Factory episode.
Oh my life would have been so much different.
You'd probably like going out again.
Yeah, you wouldn't be such a recluse.
Yeah, for real. I'd have less gray hairs. I'd probably be social.
It
was literally so nice because the guy was so nice. And I was like, wow, man, that really means a lot. Like, that's really cool. And then he was like, all right, Dee told me not to stay too long. So I'm going to take wow.
I'm telling you. Is
that what you were talking about, though?
Yes. What I said it in a harsh way, but I meant it like I said, don't be annoying. But the main point was when you get a chance to meet people that you normally don't get to be around, maybe it's people you look up to, maybe it's people you'd like to meet. The key is to make an impression, connect with them, and move on. Because nothing is gained by gnawing their ear off for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I can't, very rarely do I recall one of those conversations and be like, man, I really wish I stayed in touch with that guy. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Think about how many networking events were happening during LA Tech Week. There was hundreds of events. And everyone is trying to like put themselves in a better situation, create opportunities for themselves, all of those types of things. The easiest way to do that is one, meet as many people as possible.
Right.
So the way you're able to do that is make an impression, come up with like your pitch, your story, whatever you want to make an impression, and then move on. And then, and by the way, like just because of my words of wisdom, I got to meet everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I genuinely wanted to meet everyone, and everyone was like, "Hey, I'm from here. This is what I do." Boom, and I'll remember that because it was just easy to remember. It was like quick conversations, and they were thoughtful. And you know, everyone wants to make fun of it or whatever, but like that's how you meet a shitload of people.
Yeah, I don't make fun of what, your rules? Is that what they made fun of?
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's making fun of
No,
the
I'm
rules.
just saying because everyone's like, "Oh, you know, Dee said I can't talk."
Kind of taboo to say it, you know?
Yeah,
I feel
it's just, but it's the right thing. And I mean, how many times drama when we're starting Young and Reckless, we'd be in bumblefuck, whatever, and some guys just gnawing your head off.
Oh my God, I mean, you guys were kind of joking about maybe I wouldn't be a recluse, but it's kind of serious. Like I feel like
it definitely is.
It conditioned me from so many years of like, oh man, a mini horse, like you just said. And it's like, damn, I just would rather not even go. And it sounds kind of fucked up. Because the other thing there's no way to say this unless, you know, you're in this position, like where you're doing an event like that, there's no way to say it that doesn't sound a little like fucked up or arrogant, but like, it's also about the way that people show that they appreciate you. Like, I think there's a way to do it that's totally mellow, like this guy did to me. That was just like, hey man, thank you guys so much. You really changed my life. Really awesome. Just really wanted to say thank you. As opposed to like when you get into the like kind of overly like, oh my God, and then remember, like it makes you as the receiver of that, even though it's so well intentioned, it feels so uncomfortable. Yeah. And
separate from the, I mean, yeah, those are all great points, but just separate from the rule and how it actually worked. Yeah, I was blown away by the people I spoke to. Yeah, and you're.
I'm crediting that to the rule.
But the people I spoke to were honestly like, it was inspiring to me that people actually like listen to us and like take what we say to heart. And, you know, we forget that we're just sitting here and we're three guys that have been, you know, super close for over a decade. And we're just speaking our opinions, and apparently people are listening.
Yeah, it is really cool. I think like we are the number one podcast in the world, but like, I just think that the way our audience connects with us, like also kind of what you were saying, Dee, like we've joked about this for a long time, and we can be honest here on group chat. Like, you know, back in the days of like MTV, there was like, of course you were appreciative for the audience. And like, we went to all these autograph signings at PacSuns, and like, of course you were grateful, but like, I wasn't connecting with those people. Like, you know, it was such a difference of between me and them, or what we could relate on or whatever. And like, it just blows me away that our events are really enjoyable to go to for us. Yeah. You know, like it really is like cool people, good conversations. Like you said, everyone's smart, everyone's working on something.
And it's reinforcing of why we do this. That's what I felt the most of, because you don't get it because we don't get it because we just record the podcast and then we move on to the next episode, But when you actually get to interact with the people that actually are listening to us on a regular basis, and you're wow, they actually pay attention to what we say and find some value.
I also felt like, and raise the price of this NFT. These guys are rich.
Everyone's successful.
Yeah, we have a very successful audience.
Yes. Yeah. And I think the thing that always that I what I really want to do once we do launch this NFT is like make sure, and this is kind of why I said what I said, was like everyone there needs to connect with each other. It's not just about connecting with us. Mm-hmm. There are some people in the room that if they met each other, their lives would change. And I was trying to connect people who were in similar industries and make sure they got to meet each other. But like, man, there were literally people working in adjacent industries on like different parts of town that if they knew each other, it could be really, really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Well, I think it's great. I mean, that the event was great. The venue was great. Shout out to, was that Ryan that got the venue?
Ryan and our friend Adir, who helps run, is a partner in the Victorian.
Yeah.
And they put it together. And
Perfect
Ryan
venue.
and Adir. It was great. It was like easy. If Santa Monica is also like, for us, it's like, going to Paris.
Mm-hmm. You need a passport.
Yeah, for real. Show your Vax card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Santa Monica was
I'm
popping.
excited. Yeah, and I'm excited to definitely do more and figure out what the right format is, right? Like that was easy, light. It felt right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shout out to everyone that came. There will be plenty more. And yeah, I agree that there's something about that felt right. So we should definitely do more. We should definitely expand on it, but there's something there in how it felt Thursday that was good.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
And thank you for everyone that came out. And it was lovely meeting everyone.
Lovely to meet you. I'd love to do one like do you think if we did one in like New York, people would?
Yeah, I mean, when I did a meetup in New York, when was that? A few months ago?
Yeah, that was like 4 months ago, probably.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people came, and also like really like people that work at like Google and Spotify and like really interesting jobs at those companies too. It wasn't like, they were just doing really interesting things. And then, people in finance and tech, and I just moved here and I work in beauty, and it's fascinating. I'm actually going back to New York, I think next week. Maybe I'll do one there.
I might go too.
Oh, come do a meetup.
Yeah, maybe do the little test run.
Yeah, I got the.
I think it'd be cool.
The same location we did last time was great. I don't remember it, but it was great.
Because I'm guessing there's probably like, the group chat listeners in New York are probably awesome. Probably like even Chicago. Like there's probably like, and not to, diss anyone in smaller areas, but like there's probably these, I'm trying to think of places where there's a concentrated group of listeners that would be great to get together. Because if you could do what we did on Thursday in different areas and give everyone, a little bit of that thing, I think it would be awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
Miami.
New York would be great. Yeah, Miami in December.
Tap in. There was also one thing from the event. I almost missed this. Ari, I don't know. Ari's, as we've talked about, he's a little down. And so, of course, he went around and asked everyone a bit of a negative question, but whatever, it's good.
I literally was like, this is the question you ask people?
Yeah, this guy's down in the dumps. And
trying to bring us down with him.
Yeah, but great feedback. I'm glad you did it, Ari. But so Ari went around and asked everyone, what do you hate the most about group chat?
Do you really?
Yeah. He did.
I asked them what they hated the most about the podcast. Like, what segments do you hate? What like nuances do you hate?
Let's hear the feedback.
I mean, did anyone say they hate the fact that you got dumped?
They say that they hate your girlfriend?
No, thankfully.
Okay. What'd you hear? We want to hear it live on
was air. You three not all being on the pod together. That was like the thing I heard the most. Was like, I really like the episodes when all three guys are on.
Yeah.
So that was like I thought we heard that from almost every single person.
Yeah.
In person or
I think just on.
I think just on. Okay. I think I also got a lot of feedback from people of like, why doesn't Drama come into the studio anymore?
Yeah.
So there was a good bit of that.
Chit chat. He doesn't want the chit chat.
He's traumatized. Wow.
We have a special guest. We'll introduce him in a second. Go have a seat, special guest.
Oh boy.
So
So listeners, I will make it a point to start going into the office more. I got to be honest, Sunday has just become my golf day, and the commute has been tough. But I will.
What time do you start golfing? 2:00?
Today I started at 2, which is ridiculous. So yes, it's because it's so hot. Like you either got to go really early or as late as possible.
Well, the
So either
clock's
way,
going to change soon, so
yeah. So I will work on that, listeners. Totally hear you. What else?
What else? So I got a good bit of crypto hate. They were just like a little too much on the crypto talk.
okay.
Crypto talk or crypto hate?
Crypto talk. Like they
Don't
said
talk about crypto.
Don't talk about crypto so much.
Shout out to Ledger. Hit shop.ledger.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Shout
then,
out to $1 trillion asset class haters.
Because it's down. No one wants to talk about anything that's down.
Everyone has PTSD.
Yeah, what else?
and then I think the last big thing that I heard from like probably like 2 or 3 people was whenever you guys cover something that is already widely being covered. So I heard that from like probably like 3 different people where like, I don't need to hear the like 5th day Trump story. Like, I don't need to hear the 5th day Elon story or the 5th day
so
Kanye story.
I can agree with that on politics. On Kanye and Elon, absolutely not. We will be talking about it if it's the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 12th day. That one, that's a no tolerance.
And crypto, we'd be doing a disservice to ourselves if we don't talk about it.
So we can compromise. I'll go in more. Yeah. We'll go a little easier on politics. You know,
I feel like we haven't really talked about politics in the last 6 months.
But we do bring it up occasionally.
But nobody said
if
politics.
the fucking president is getting raided, we have to at least bring it up.
By the way, he got raided Tuesday. You already heard about everything that happened. What's interesting is I obviously travel a lot, so I run into people like at airports and bathrooms and just everywhere. And the people that I talk to, they'll tell me like, oh, I don't watch the news, so I literally don't know what's going on if you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's
kind of how I am. I learned most of the news from talking about it with you guys on here.
Yeah. And I think I don't know what percentage of our audience is that. Maybe it's like 30%, like where they don't consume anything else,
right?
Yeah.
Outside of us.
We got to mention it.
Yeah.
I get it though. We'll keep a lookout for like the obvious. You know, the politics, everyone's talking about it. Oh, Russia invaded Ukraine. I don't know. But, you know, it's a decent note. I heard a couple people came up to me and said, you guys should all 3 be on more. I think that's probably the most popular one.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, guys. We're doing 3 days a week here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think it'd probably be easier if we were 2 days a week to get all 3 of us on.
Yeah, so do we want to like pull that? For the cadence of the podcast, we can guarantee 2 days a week, all 3 of us, no questions asked.
Yeah, we'll find those 2. Yeah,
because I mean, we've got 4 kids between the 2 of us.
Yeah,
Drama's running a business and trying to get on the live tour.
Yeah,
come on,
it's complicated.
Come on. Ari inadvertently cut his pay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, damn.
I was like, this is what happens. This is why democracy doesn't work, Ari. Democracy doesn't work.
You know, people have spoken. Ari just ate into his own bank.
Yeah,
I did.
Ari. Oh no. Put it up.
His salary just got cut in 1/3, just like that. Boom.
Thank you.
Obsession's real.
Oh my God. It's fucking inflation, Ari. Who's our guest? Who just walked through? I just saw like the bottom of a torso across the camera.
So, you know, Ari has been our resident, socialist, but the original socialist, you know, Karl Marx himself is here.
Wow. Is it Tim Marx?
Tim Gamache has entered the building. Can we get Tim to get a seat near a mic?
Tim Ocasio-Cortez is in the building.
And I mean, and looking like Harry Styles dressed him.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wouldn't expect anything less, especially now that he's
some trendy boots. No more Reckless, no more Menlo. He's just like wearing some.
No. He's rich.
He went to Aardvarks on Melrose and got a vintage fit.
That's not what
Let's get him on camera. Oh my gosh.
Who is
you have
Tim?
Painted nails. Okay, yeah. We got to give who wants to give the intro for Tim?
Tim was our sound engineer previous to Ari for 2.5 years. And, you know, during the pandemic and all that stuff, Tim would come record the pod. And we got to know Tim really well.
He started his own pod. Him and Anand started his own pod. It only made it a few episodes.
Yeah.
But they were hit. They're
great episodes.
Yeah.
Some IPAs.
Good ones.
And so if you don't listen, if you're like a hardcore listener, of course, you know Tim. But like, if you don't listen, Tim was not only our sound engineer, but, you know, we obviously, all 3 of us are capitalists, to say the least. And a lot of what we talk about is like business and businesses, and we obviously we talk favorably about people like Elon Musk and people who make a lot of money. Tim is a diehard, like, probably has a shrine in his bedroom to AOC, socialist, and Bernie bro. And so it started with Tim, like, kind of, he'd make little comments, or he'd do a little into the mic, when he didn't like something we were talking about.
Mhm.
And that led to a full-on podcast with Anand about kind of debating socialism, capitalism. Tim was always our resident socialist. And so here he is. Tim, what's up, man?
What are you doing? What's going on?
I'm full on capitalist now. Making a ton of money.
He's here to campaign for Rick Caruso.
Oh my God.
He's like, that 2024 Trump sounds good to me too.
Tim probably has a driver downstairs.
Probably does, man. You have painted nails. You're a fucking rock star. So it's also, here's the funny thing. The socialist Tim actually quit because he went to start his own business.
And so give us the update.
Yeah. I mean, we're still alive. That's the most important part.
What's the business again?
It's like a sound and video stage. It's a recording studio, but we do audio as well as video. We center ourselves around music. My co-founder, Greg, is a world-class jazz pianist. So, we had a little bit of the music community already sort of built into us, and we've just been operating out of Inglewood.
So who's your go-to customer? Like, if it's someone that's trying to work on a demo to shop to record labels, is it?
It's, it's everything. This is sort of the challenge I'm facing now is in order to market well, I need to choose one thing that we do. But we do rehearsals for bands that are going on tour. We do live streaming. We do audio and video for like people that want to get some content to promote their stuff. And we also just do like live events because we can fit like 100 people in there. So we do like, sort of intimate concerts.
Got it.
Wow. That's nice.
Cool.
And where is it?
It's in Inglewood.
Okay. Like what streets?
Like Redondo and West.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Would you say you've like opened up a little more to like capitalism, or like politically still in the same like where do you stand?
Yeah, I mean, politically in the same place. Being like the CEO of a small startup is not changing my life too much yet, other than the fact that I'm just working a lot.
Just saying, let him make some money.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not, it maybe if I was like making a ton of money or something, but you got to change first and then you start
making money.
Yeah.
It goes the other way. You don't make the money and then become a capitalist. You become a capitalist and make the money. Got it. Okay. Got it.
What else? Any other updates in your life?
Yeah.
Oh man, no. Honestly, I work like 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm exhausted.
Welcome to America. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm happy for you. I'm sure it's hard as hell.
Yeah.
Because starting a business is damn near impossible.
Yeah.
Has that changed your perspective on stimulus, handouts, or anything? Given that you're working over 100 hours a week.
No, I mean, like, this is...
You would love a handout right now.
Yeah, I would love a handout. I would love...
No, but you're working 100 hours a week. That's not handout culture. Handout culture is move back with your parents and complain.
I mean, the people who I know, like I said back when I was on the pod, the people who I know aren't part of that. Like, I feel like that's a brand that gets shoved onto people that actually aren't represented by kids at home, like wasting time.
Okay.
Tim's always been a little bit of like, he lives like a capitalist, but he preaches like a social. He's always been that way. He's always worked hard, but then sort of advocated for.
I think the weird thing is
don't work hard, but
it's Tim and I have the same view, but he just casts a wider net.
Yeah.
My view is basically the people that actually come from behind the starting line need assistance.
Yeah.
I don't like people who have, start at the starting line that just are lazy, get assistance.
Yeah. Have you heard of quiet quitting, Tim?
Quiet quitting?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. It's all the rage. It's a new trend where you have a job, but you do just enough to not get fired.
Oh,
So be careful. I'm just saying, if you have employees over there at your spot, just be on the lookout.
So
and what about you? Any closer to AOC? Like, have you, your dream girl? Have you?
What'd you think about the wedding? Those photos leaked.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any closer to her since the podcast. It will, something will spark between us one day. But
I thought maybe you'd go to like an event.
I've got some patience. Yeah.
Okay.
She's got to find me.
Okay.
She's actually been quiet, to be honest.
You said what?
She's been quiet. I haven't heard her name a lot recently.
Yeah. Okay.
She's out there. Don't worry.
She's out there.
Anything else, Tim?
No, I just wanted to stop by, say hi to everybody.
No, I miss you, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
missed you,
miss you
Tim. Sorry, we
guys.
haven't
Yeah.
made it over
Yeah.
there yet.
Why didn't you come to our event? You could have picked up some clients.
Nobody told me about it.
I mean,
You don't listen to the podcast?
You don't have
You don't
social
follow our
media?
social media?
I follow your social media, but I'm not getting paid to listen to the podcast anymore.
this is why you're working 7 days a week, 14 hours a day. Maybe if you did, you'd be more successful.
Yeah, from the conversations we had, many people have done really well because of the advice they've gotten from the podcast.
Yeah, I think you should carve out, some time here, bro.
Yeah.
You're in a sound studio anyways. Put on some headphones. No one knows what you're listening to.
Yeah. Just bob your head.
If I had any time at all.
This would be the one time to actually listen to it. Because there's a lot of things we talk about that you could apply to your business every day.
Yeah, next
Like right
time
now, you should
gotta
be
come to the next
hacking
event.
everybody. Should be hacking
Have
everybody.
you fired it? Have you had to fire anyone yet, Tim?
No, I don't have anyone to fire. Everyone I hire is freelance.
That's good.
Yeah.
So no health insurance you're paying for.
Whoa.
It'll come.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Well,
great to see you, Tim.
Great to see you.
please hang
Yeah.
out.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want you to leave.
Should I hang out here?
You can hang
You
out
can
if you
hang
want.
I'll jump into the plant-based topics.
Okay.
Yeah, just hop in if anything, floats your interest. We have a little Elon Musk thing here. So if you want to do a little for old time's sake.
I'll get it ready.
Okay. So real quick before we get into some news, there was another big event over the weekend, which this is perfect for actually our first news story. So you guys had a party for both. Was that for both of your kids' birthdays because they were born so close to each other? Is that what you do?
No, that was for Maverick.
Okay, but why? I don't know. Why did I get the impression that when's Dom's birthday?
Next week. They're
So
all
you're doing
within
a
like a few
totally
days.
different thing.
Yeah, we did a birthday for his school friends today.
Okay. I got confused. So I don't know why I was confused. I thought it was a joint Murthy kid birthday.
Yeah. So Anand's kids are starting school now.
Yeah.
So once you start school, you as the parent aren't allowed to invite anyone because they have school friends now.
So they invite the people?
It's just their class. Like you just invite their classmates.
Oh.
And like Dom has his classmates. Miles is in a bunch of groups.
So you have to hang out with a bunch of fucking random adults that you don't know?
Yeah, I actually like them all, shockingly.
Okay, that seems
Get
risky.
along really well with them.
So I guess the point really is Drama was invited to Maverick's birthday on Saturday,
Yeah.
which, it was
Not to Dominic and Miles.
I
Yeah,
thought
that's
that I
the
was
point.
being invited. I kind of, until this moment, I kind of thought like, oh, they just invited me to both because it's both.
Yeah.
And then I just now realized I wasn't invited
Yeah.
to Dom's
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
So
Don't worry,
great.
most people weren't.
So you're
Yeah.
saying I can't be upset because it's just it's a school thing.
It is completely evolved where like
All right.
basically
your
it
word
was
for it.
like you can't. It's like if their kids do not hang out with our kids, they can't come. I'm like, all right.
Okay. Well, it's good to know
we
who
went
my
kind of
true
the
friend is here on the pod.
like Dee said, we're not in like full school yet, but we just invited everyone.
That you ever met.
It was great. It was like a reunion. It was
It was like our wedding.
yeah. It was really awesome.
It's a wedding
okay.
with kids.
It's a wedding with kids.
But the reason I bring that up is because, obviously there was kids everywhere. And, it seems like kind of your guys' friend group, like a lot of kids in that group. And, the biggest thing here, which is where this ties perfectly into what we talk about here on the podcast, is they're expensive.
Oh yeah.
kids are expensive. We have an article here that is saying that essentially, with inflation and kind of rising prices and all that, it now costs in the ballpark of $300,000 to raise a child. So when I looked around your guys' party, that means there was like
$75 million.
Probably realistically $10 million in kids running around that place.
By the way, like this is a child born in 2015. So this is an estimate by the Brookings Institution, and they said that a married middle-income couple with 2 children would spend $310,000, or an average of $18,000 a year, to raise a young child born in 2015 through the age of 17. That is wild.
And that's 2015. So now
it's probably at least 30% higher, right?
Well, that's what they're saying, is that the cost of footwear, sports equipment, haircuts, educational book and supply, and toys, they're all at 10% or higher than it was from 2015.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the point I brought up on the last podcast that we're moving towards multi-generational homes for middle-class families, because before it was just lower income families that have multi-generational homes, and now with the costs inflating and wages not increasing, there's going to be no other like answer.
Yeah, and they keep talking about like how we actually have a problem of like not enough people having kids, but we got to get these costs down.
Yeah, I think the problem is like one, there's a probably, I have no facts on this, but I would guess more parents, at least in Los Angeles, send their kids to private schools today than they did public schools 20 years ago. And
well, it depends on the area, right?
So
if you're in the valley, you're still sending kids to public schools
because you can. And then even I think we would send our kids to public school if you could get into them. It's impossible. We're like waitlist 750 for like a class of 100 kids.
You can't even get into public school?
I thought public school is auto.
No, that's your neighborhood public school's auto. But
so
now
what happens? You get bumped to like a worse school?
No, you just you can go to your neighborhood school, but let's just say you don't want to go to your neighborhood school because it's just not a right fit for your kid. You can apply to a magnet or a charter, within like, we have a bunch within like 8 minutes of our house that are considered really great schools. And we applied to them, didn't get any of them. So then, that's obviously a big city problem. That's a
high class problem.
Yeah, LA, New York.
Clear. Like that's not the families that are paying $300,000 in entirety of their childhood aren't debating public and private school.
No. But I'm using in the case for me. I'm not debating, because they're comparing people whose families make $7.25 an hour and they have 5 kids. Right? Like that situation was doomed 20 years ago too. Mm-hmm. I think the families who are getting actually affected, because the lower income people have always been affected. Like it's impossible. They were screwed 20 years ago. They were screwed 50 years ago. Today, the middle income people who used to be able to send their kids to the neighborhood school, go on their 2 vacations a year, have their kids in sports. Like the middle class family in America is like getting really hit hard, which wasn't the case when we were growing up.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, there was a article that came out, I think a week ago, that California, all schools in California, it's free lunch and breakfast for kids in public schools.
Yeah.
Which is more of an indicator of how families just can't afford to pay their kids food.
Yeah.
And that's the vast majority of children in California go to public schools.
Yeah.
By like probably 80%, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
90%?
Most kids go to public.
95%? I don't know what the number is, but it is like most of this, like the over 90% of the state is like, hey, we need free breakfast and food because we can't afford it.
Yeah. And I think the other problem is when you think about like the education system, like I think we have a surplus, $92 billion surplus. Why not put the budget, give the public school institution more budget to subsidize food, sports, all the basic needs so that families don't have to have that burden. Like, let's just say you have a athletic child. You know how much extra money it is to do all that stuff?
I would say even if your child's not athletic, because the skills you learn from team building, even if you're the 5th or 6th best player on the team.
I'm saying, but if you want to actually play sports at your school, it's not free.
Yeah, no, that my point is
You have
basically
to get shoes.
Any kid that wanted to play,
Yeah.
whether they suck or they're elite, they should at least be able to get on a team to like.
But yeah, the problem is get on the team is not the problem. It's all the expenses that goes with actually playing the sport.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want to play soccer? You're going to have cleats.
But those are such like kind of broader theme things that the government will never figure out. Like, hey, if we had all our children in sports activities after school, whether they're good or not, it basically like builds skills to help them in socially in life. Which, what does sports teach you? What's the number one thing sports taught me? Failure. How to deal with failure. Like I've failed millions of times my entire childhood in sports, and it taught me how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that translates to like adulthood. When things don't go your way, you don't just crumble. You're like, okay, yeah, I remember when I failed that time. Now this is how I apply it this time.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is like when you look at the disparity in just the education experience, just me going through the process now of looking at private schools for our kids, I'm like, oh my God, this is what happens at private schools? Because we didn't go to private schools growing up. And I'm like, oh shit, this is like another planet.
Yeah.
These kids are going to be way ahead of my kids if they're not in this situation. It's another planet. Like, just like the emphasis on everything from the way you should eat, the way you should talk, the sports you should play, the way you should learn, the way you should develop emotional intelligence.
And just who your friends are even. Exactly.
It's like all of these things. And then I look at like, if you don't get into like one of these great public schools in a city like LA, you're fucked. It's harder. It's way harder.
No, it's 100% harder. But I'm going to bring up an example, and I'm not going to, give context, but relative of ours, very successful family, has all the resources, speaking with a 14-year-old going into high school this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And she was terrified of starting high school. Mm-hmm. So this is a family that has the best, tutors, best
What was
parents.
she terrified? Socially or education?
Both.
Socially, I get.
And I asked her, I was like, what are you scared of? And she's like, socially. I was like, socially or academically? And she was like, both. And
high school is intimidating. It's very intimidating.
But my point is, this is like the 0.0000001% child, and she's still afraid of like the challenges ahead. I just think it's hard to be a kid.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the resources you have and don't have.
Yeah.
And
it's funny when you see it from an adult perspective, because when you're a kid, you can't see like what's hard, what's unfair. You don't really have like you don't have like that.
You just assume everything's unfair.
Yeah. You're just like, fuck it all. But you don't like, when I was going to high school in Ohio, like I didn't think about even the difference from public school in Ohio and public school in LA. Like you just don't think about that. But I feel like as an adult, you see like how tough it really is.
Yeah,
and how much it's not fair. Like,
but
like
it's also like it was funny because I was talking with her and I was like trying to come from the perspective like, hey, whatever you're about to encounter is probably like the easiest thing you're going to do in life versus what's going to happen 10 years from now.
You just scared the shit out of her. Wait, you're going to scare her on high school graduation day. She's going to be petrified. Like, what's coming next?
The worst is
say that, but
it was in my mind. You just had the best run of your life.
Don't worry,
it just gets way fucking worse from here, guys.
Nothing.
You thought the last 4 years was hard? Wait till you graduate from college, kids.
Man.
Well,
so good.
I mean, look, I don't know about that advice. I don't know if that's
No,
necessarily-
it wasn't my advice. No, I was thinking that in my head.
Oh, okay,
I didn't
okay.
actually.
Good.
No,
Okay,
I didn't
just-
give the advice.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
just trying to understand where she was coming from. I didn't say anything. I was just listening.
Yeah.
But I was thinking in my head, I was like, you think going to ninth grade stuff?
I would die to go to ninth grade tomorrow.
Can you
But
go to
she was-
ninth grade?
she's
I
going
would
to a
love
private
to
school,
go to
you said?
ninth grade and get bullied, put me in the toilet, put my head in the toilet.
I just want to be
flush it.
the chubby Indian kid that walked into ninth grade again. I would
Can
kill
you
for
imagine? Oh, are you
that. I would
kidding?
kill for that.
Oh,
That
my
was
God.
a dream.
You said Anand, she's going to a private school. This kid?
Yeah, very elite private school.
So imagine that. Imagine starting ninth grade at a private school. Imagine how nice that would be.
I think the social part of a private school also, it does feel way more pressure. And I just see, we feel it as parents.
Yeah.
Just even going to the school, like, can we even keep up with these people? The parents. Forget the kids. The parents themselves feel pressure.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have to do these events. You got to raise money. You got to be active. You got to do all this other thing. So, like, I can only imagine what it is for a child. And I also think, the bigger problem is that, like, this inflationary talk is going to put so much pressure on parents to give their kids some sort of like normalcy of a childhood compared to theirs. And it's going to be impossible. Like I was reading this article in the Wall Street Journal. They said, yeah, like we have 5 kids. Like we don't know what else to cut. So we cut cable this week. So like, yeah, you can joke about, oh, you don't need TV, but like TV, whether you like it or not, gives people information, develops some sort of intuition in life. And like those kids now don't have access to it. And I think, we can't play sports anymore because we don't have the money. Oh, we can't go to summer camp. We don't have the money. That's going to be the problem because of inflation. I mean, the way kids have been affected the last 3 years is bananas. Pandemic was obviously, it is proving to be so detrimental to so many kids of all ages, from 1-year-olds to 25-year-olds who are like in graduate school. All got the short end of the stick. Now, because of the pandemic, we're having this stupid fucking inflation. Parents can't afford to do anything.
Yeah.
And there's no subsidies. Nothing has gone down. Like you still go to a camp or you go to anything. Everything's 50% higher as a parent. It's fucked. It's totally fucked.
It is fucked. Think about
I read an article. Someone tweeted this out. It was an article someone wrote in the year 1900. And he said, here are some predictions for the next 100 years. And there's all kinds of things about fruits and vegetables and farming and all kinds of stuff like that. And he said that, education will be free everywhere. Universities, everyone will be able to get a proper education. Talking about like gyms and healthy lifestyles be prevalent in schools and available to all. Those are all the right predictions, but like they just didn't come true.
No, it's actually
Not
been more
even close.
exclusionary than ever.
Yeah.
It's literally like the
Right?
polar
Like-
opposite. Like obesity is at the highest ever.
Obesity's the highest. It's the hardest to ever get into Stanford and Harvard.
Impossible to get into those schools.
Holy
And it's
cow.
getting worse. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
getting
getting worse.
better. It's actually getting worse. If you took a group of 3rd graders at a private school and you put a third I know people live all across the country here, so this is specifically an LA conversation, not like you live in Texas. You could probably send your kids to the local public school. It's fantastic. In LA, in central LA, it's a very different conversation. It's too hard to get into the best public schools. So you took a group of 3rd graders at a private school in LA, and then your neighborhood public school 3rd graders, they'll be so different in so many ways, from their diet to their education to which is stupid. That's fucking, everyone should get the same experience.
It's something that will always blow my mind because it's such a like.
Who disagrees with this? This is what I don't get. Like, does anyone think that
Ted
your
Cruz.
3rd grader,
Ted Cruz.
he thinks his kids?
100% Ted Cruz does.
What does he say?
No, I'm just saying, like guys like Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio. Like,
I don't know if they do. Like,
I mean, they won't vote for it.
Well, we're in California. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about from the lens of a very democratic state flushed with money. Why doesn't the state of California say, we want the same experience for every public school kid as a private school kid? Why the fuck not? We have the money.
I mean, preaching to the choir. I'm not like arguing.
I don't know
with
why
you.
they won't do it.
Because there's, red tape. I don't know. Why don't we have more housing? That's
maybe
an
they're just
obvious
not
one.
capable. I mean, look at all the money they have to like clean up homelessness, and it's just skyrocketing. Like maybe they're just incompetent.
I think it's incompetence.
One of our super close friends that you guys all know, his daughter started public school, and they serve Impossible meat at lunch as an option. That's progressive. It's public school.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, wow.
Okay, that's good.
That's
really
a step.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff I was served in school, holy shit.
Sloppy Joe.
I mean,
but it wasn't Sloppy Joe.
It was ironically, it was called Impossible then too.
Yeah, for real. It was impossible to digest. Yeah, it's wild. Did you see that Taco Bell is jumping on this has to be really big for you guys, right? Because you guys, your whole life, I know Dee especially, you love Taco Bell. Anand, do you love Taco Bell like Dee does?
Love it.
Okay. So you guys love Taco Bell. Like after a night out, Dee will be the first one to hit up the Taco Bell and just get a fucking trash bag full of items. But you've ate it this whole time with no meat.
Yeah.
What's your order? Like a Mexican pizza, no meat? That's like your go-to?
That is exactly my go-to.
Which is absurd. I can't imagine.
Oh, come on. You barely eat meat too. Shut up.
Barely eat meat?
I've eaten with you at Taco Bell fucking 100 times.
Burritos,
bean and
tacos,
cheese burritos.
Meat.
No, you're eating bean and cheese burritos. I've eaten when I met you,
That's
all you
Del
ate was
Taco.
frozen cheese pizzas and bean and cheese burritos. You didn't eat shit with the meat.
I've changed. I'm a hard taco, soft taco. Look, here's the thing. You guys are getting 30% of the overall Taco Bell experience. So this is what I'm getting at is Taco Bell is now about to introduce plant-based meat, and you guys will finally, even though it's not going to be the same because the meat's not the same, but you'll finally be able to like have a more robust Taco Bell experience.
I'll be honest, I don't care for it. I'm happy with my some things, I'm old school. I don't need everything to change and evolve.
Real Republican. But you're going to try it.
I'm staunch. I'm
I'm
not changing on this.
Think about
I don't know. I don't think so. I'll
know
tell
what the
you,
problem is Beyond and Impossible, unfortunately, we're over it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've told this to a lot of friends that I've just eaten it so much. It's just not that interesting anymore.
Are you over the taste of it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, the
I mean, it's once in a while I can have it, but it's not like what it was 3 years ago when I was like, oh, Impossible everything. But the thing is, I'll speak for the young Indian male population in America.
That's who you're speaking on behalf?
Yes.
You're not young.
The spokesperson.
Okay, fine. Oh, it's over 30.
Okay, over 30.
Indian male population.
You're speaking for over 30 Indian males.
Yes.
Okay.
Including 50-year-olds.
30 to 50.
30 to 50.
Okay.
Taco Bell is just a treasure. It's just a national treasure for any Indian male that grew up here.
Got made fun of.
Why is this an Indian
Because you
thing?
couldn't eat meat.
Because as a spokesperson for
there's
white...
no Indian person in the world or in America that does not love Taco Bell.
You know what it is?
But do you think Indians disproportionately? Don't you think?
Yes, definitely Indians. I'll tell you why. As growing up, we all played, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, whatever. We played all the sports.
Is this Indian?
What did you do? Everyone went to McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know what I got at McDonald's? A fucking French fry.
And you ate beef with it.
Yeah, and they were cooking them in beef back then.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you're saying because of the large vegetarian population within the Indian community? And so, and it's because you can have like a full meal with no meat at Taco Bell? That's why?
Yeah, and like growing up, I can't tell you an Indian household that I haven't been to where there have not been Taco Bell hot sauces.
Yeah.
In the house.
Really?
Yes.
That's a very Indian
thing.
thing.
Taco
That's
Bell
what I said. I'm
corporate is
speaking
aware of
for
that?
They'll save every sauce too, by the way. Anything they got from anywhere, they would have saved. It's not just Taco Bell.
Do you think that Taco Bell corporate is aware of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm surprised they don't have like a curry nachos or something like that.
So you guys, I mean, are you going to try a Mexican pizza with?
So they're testing this in Alabama, which is interesting.
That's a weird place to try.
They're going after your folks.
Yeah.
I know. Why wouldn't you test it in fucking Mumbai?
You know why? Because they know it's going to work there. They got, that's not, I think they're really trying to go. I think people are trying to figure out how to use plant-based alternatives to meat eaters.
Yeah, they don't care about the vegetarians.
There's such a small group of us.
Yeah.
We're the band of outsiders.
Jump. That feels like a dumb jump to make.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think you could introduce anything to make a bean and cheese Taco Bell burrito better than it already is.
It's the greatest dish ever
if I'm
made.
in Alabama, why am I? And I love my
steak.
I love my steak, but I'm saying I love my my cheesy gordita crunch.
Yeah.
Why would I? What's the incentive to switch?
Okay, so let's say you're Joe in Alabama. You love your cheesy gordita crunch. You're 50 years old. The doctor goes, Joe,
come on, Joe.
You gotta cut down on the
don't you think it's the cheesy and all the other things? It's not like, oh, I'm healthy.
I know it's marketing, right? Isn't it marketing?
You imagine if Taco Bell does meatless Mondays. Come have your healthy meal with us. Regardless if it's a cheesy gordita with plant-based alternative, if I'm just trying to have somewhat of a better experience than eating whatever the hell they're serving as meat at Taco Bell.
Yeah, I hear you. But I just feel like it feels like a tough start. It feels like a tough, like if that's where you're starting and you're going to see if it's successful or not. It seems like you're going right to the toughest crowd to turn.
I
think that's where you have to go.
You have to. Because who cares if you win in West Hollywood?
Yeah, no one cares.
Who cares? Bunch of pussies.
I know, but Alabama? You're not even going to like Illinois?
No. You got to win the heartland. America.
Wow. Yeah, because if you can't do it at scale, it's irrelevant, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we have a plant-based alternative in West Hollywood.
Didn't McDonald's ditch the Beyond?
Yes.
After testing it? Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts ditched their Beyond as well. Or their Impossible as well.
Yeah.
This thing might just be a donut across the board. It just because it's
They'd
also
rather
like
eat donuts
for real because it's not it's not even healthy. If you have to cut meat, but it's not healthy.
Actually, there is a healthy. Actually, one of our listeners has a plant-based veggie burger, which is called Actual Veggies. I met them in New York actually at our meetup, and they sent me some.
Isn't Brian an investor?
Brian is an investor. Shout out to Brian.
Yeah,
giving him a free.
Jeez, Brian didn't even pay for this plug.
Yeah, but
Which
they
Brian?
do true plant-based. It's actually vegetables made out of. Obviously, it tastes very different than Impossible, but I got 4 different flavors. I ate them all, and it's very clean, light. It's what you want your veggie burger to be.
But you're not saying you haven't referenced how it tastes.
I liked it. Here's the thing. If you ate a Beyond patty, I'll give you an example, and you did not season it or flavor it, it tastes whatever to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you put burger meat onto a stove and cooked it, and just eat it without anything, is it good?
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So if you ate Impossible Beyond plain, it's not good.
No.
Yeah, that's my problem. It's not.
Yeah, you have to season it. You have to put
You have
cheese.
to add 1,000 calories to it.
Yeah. Then it's fantastic.
Yeah, like if I grill burgers, I don't know how to cook a fucking burger. So back when I would grill burgers at home, all I'm doing is putting patties on a grill and then a slice of cheese and eating it.
No, without cheese, how does it taste?
It's fine. I mean, it's fine. It's not. It's way, way, way better than an Impossible patty.
Plain. Okay.
Way better.
Yeah, so I don't have that experience.
Okay, well, look, I don't know. It just feels to be to be honest with you, now that we've went all the way through this, it feels a little late with Taco Bell making this move, and I don't really believe in it. Because even the Indian crowd, who Anand is solely speaking for,
only 30 to 50. 30 to 50-year-old males.
I'll go 30 to 70. I know dads of my friends that live and die by Taco Bell.
That's what I'm saying. But you guys are fine as is. You don't need Impossible.
No one needs a better experience at Taco Bell at this point.
Taco Bell, particularly, McDonald's needs a veggie burger. I'm sorry. They do need. I can't take my kids to McDonald's because of it. Because I can't eat anything. Why do they get to enjoy it?
That's what you do? Really? You just deprive your kid.
Yeah, I'll go to In-N-Out because I get a grilled cheese.
That's amazing. I'm curious, is Tim still at the mic?
Yeah.
Tim's here.
Okay, this is good. This is a good one for Tim to be involved in. Tim,
He probably doesn't even know who he is.
Are you familiar with Andrew Tate, Tim?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Oh,
And
boy.
you're
I think
like-
He's the biggest thing in social media.
Really?
he's the biggest
Yeah.
thing on social media. He's the biggest influencer in the world currently. I think if there was a movie where you were, don't get too excited here, but you were a superhero, the evil villain, the opposite of you would be Andrew Tate.
Wow.
And biggest thing on social media, you cannot even open an app without seeing him. He was just booted off of both TikTok and Instagram. Completely no account, deleted. You're out of here.
And I was reading why Meta kicked him off, and they just said he violated policies. It's not specific.
No, real vague.
It's
But they do that all the
really
time,
vague.
I think. I think they do that all the time. Like, I
So
think
they do that, but with really high profile people,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Andrew Tate is like, it's like
Yeah.
Trump level influence right now. And you need to
you're not
fucking
wrong. I mean,
tell.
if he showed
No,
up to
I know,
like a
people-
mall somewhere, it would be it would be pandemonium.
Yeah, and I mean, he's gotten more views than anyone in the last month.
Yeah.
But
And
he got removed from everyone.
Yeah.
Not just Facebook. It's TikTok
Twitter?
too.
Well,
What about
'cause
Twitter?
he-
TikTok's where he made his living.
Yeah,
But you want to know what's funny
it-
is he doesn't
yeah.
have a TikTok.
no,
No, I know, but
But isn't that wild? Like, I think that
Yeah.
what he does, this is really interesting from like a digital marketing perspective. I really think that what he does is he like pays or whatever to make like Andrew Tate fan accounts. And
Yeah.
so he is all over TikTok. You can't even go 3 swipes on TikTok without seeing an Andrew Tate video or someone else talking about Andrew Tate. And he himself does not have a TikTok page.
I have a question. So, of people 35 and up, I think we're unique that we even know who he is. Tim doesn't even know who he is.
How old
is
are you,
it-
Tim?
25 as of a couple days ago.
I said 35 and up.
Happy birthday!
Happy
birthday, Tim.
No, but I'm saying,
Um,
like, is he just sub 25? Tate?
No,
I think
He's
everyone
older.
knows. I think if you're on any of these things,
if you're on TikTok, you know who Andrew Tate is. Jake
I-
Paul, Logan Paul, they were
Those
talking about
guys
the
are in
other day.
their early 20s.
I think if you know who Jake Paul and Logan
If
Paul
they kicked
are,
him off,
you know
that
who
means
Andrew
he's
Tate
too
is.
influential.
Ask any friend of yours in your age group if
They're
they know
old and irrelevant.
my point.
Can you text a couple older?
They are old and irrelevant,
Can you
not
text-
Andrew Tate.
D, can you text like
Give me a name.
would Brian Toll know?
No chance.
Let me see.
Okay, then who would I
I'm
mean
texting Brian. You know who Andrew Tate is?
Mikey? Mikey definitely knows.
No way.
chance.
I guarantee you Mikey knows.
No, because he's not on TikTok.
Is he on Instagram?
Yeah, but I just he's not like a social, dude.
Okay, so to Anand's point, maybe there's a large group of 30 and up that don't know who he is, but I would say 30 and below, he's a Beatle.
And-
I think 24 and below.
But what's your point?
Fair,
He's
but what's your
so
point?
powerful that Meta and TikTok kicked him off. That's how powerful he is.
Yeah, I think my point is basically where do they derive revenue and ads from? People older, they're like, let's not piss them off, and let's.
No, I don't.
But don't you think
so.
they're just like pretty woke? Like, I feel like
I don't think they're woke. I think the woke thing, dude. There's trillions of dollars at stake. They're not making decisions based on wokeism. Like that's, I think, the biggest fallacy with all of big tech.
Really, you think so?
100%.
Because I've just seen some things where, like, it seems to me.
I think it's a fun narrative that people like to like push, but these boards are pretty diverse in political thought, where they're from, race, everything, and they're just all want to make money.
So why is he kicked off then if they're not super woke?
I think they just don't see any value for him being on the platform.
But don't you think
I
that's
disagree
crazy?
with. He generated like billions of views in the last 30 days. Literally billions of views.
Don't you think it's kind of crazy to like to me this is really
So
a big step
the only implication you're trying to say is if the government told big tech to get rid of Andrew Tate. That's the only explanation.
No,
that's
maybe they
that's not
got
my
so many
explanation.
complaints on the policy, said he is misogynist, he's this, he's that. They're like, we don't want to deal with this. Just kick this guy off.
Yeah, but if he delivered the clicks, why would they care?
I think they're woke. That's my explanation.
You should never kicked off Donald Trump.
No, he got kicked off because he incited violence on January 6th. That's very clear.
The court of law has not proved that.
I think pretty soon we'll see.
But they haven't. They made that assumption that he has.
That's fair. Look, I think my opinion is I think that there's some woke people in there, and even though I think this guy's an idiot, just to be clear for the listener, Andrew Tate, he's like a circus act, but
he's funny.
But he is funny, but it's literally like a sideshow sort of thing.
Yeah,
whatever.
He's like a bad comedian. He's just like an idiot.
But to kick him off with no explanation is just, it's sort of like especially when they said for so long, like, we're not publishers, we're not like all these different things, to just take somebody off kind of with no explanation who is massive. It is just we're going to do whatever we want. Like, we don't like.
He has some pretty, you know what I think it is? He pissed everyone off. He didn't just piss off like women and minorities and he went like saying why US is not a free country. I saw his whole rant on that. He's like, do you live in a free country? And blah, blah, blah. Can you do this in the United States? Can you do that? And he's like, in Romania, I come out with my guns and blah, 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 blah. Right.
So what do you think? He goes to Truth Social?
I mean, he can go, I don't know.
He can't really go many places.
He's got to go somewhere quick because his type of momentum can go away.
Go on TikTok, free Andrew. It's already happening. The guy's probably paying people to post.
But here's my question is he still all over TikTok because he's not the one actually posting?
100%. I just searched Andrew Tate. Tons of videos show up.
Yeah, but will it be there in 2 weeks?
You have to erase him from the internet.
Which I feel like has to be hard, right? Like if I posted a video right now with Andrew Tate in it, how hard is it to instantly take that down? Why are we focused
on Andrew Tate when we should be focused on banning TikTok?
Well, that's never going to happen. So we might as well ban Andrew Tate.
Yeah. We can handle Andrew Tate. TikTok,
you think the White House can figure out how to ban TikTok?
I mean, it's very easy. You just turn the switch off.
Maybe Joe Biden likes it. Before he goes to sleep, he likes to watch a couple talks.
He might like a couple talks. Every week, there's like a new revelation about what TikTok tracks or has access to.
We can end on this is when you use the browser in TikTok and you open up a website, they're tracking your keystrokes.
They're tracking your microphone?
Yes. Wait, what do you mean when you open a...
So you click on a website off link in bio or whatever. He doesn't open you to Safari or Chrome. It opens you to their browser. They've inserted a JavaScript and that tracks your keystrokes. And what they're saying is it's not malicious. We're just doing it like anyone else just to crack. Yeah, but unfortunately, you're a Chinese company that clearly has very...
You are China. You're the Chinese government.
You're a Chinese government company that is tracking... Think about what people are typing.
Forget they have our microphones.
Yeah.
They have our microphones.
I'm not saying anything that interesting. What am I doing? Just talking shit about friends?
You're saying things offensive.
I'm telling you, unlike any other app that I've ever had, because we've talked about this with Instagram and stuff in the past with ads. TikTok shows me videos for the most random shit that I was literally talking to a friend of mine the other day who lives in San Diego, and we were talking about oh yeah, downtown San Diego, it's nice, whatever. And then I'm not kidding you, I got shown a video on TikTok that was top 5 reasons to visit San Diego.
And that is in agreement with their terms of service.
It is
about San Diego?
No, they're allowed to listen to your microphone.
There's no reason
they're allowed to recommend San Diego.
No, TikTok says we are allowed to listen to your microphone if you
They should literally make them do that and see how many people agree. He goes, hey, is it okay if we track everything in your life, everything you do? Yes.
I mean, that
Absolutely.
is it.
As long as you send me funny videos of cats doing backflips.
And the hot new dances.
Yeah, as long as I can check in on what Addison Rae's up to.
I watched a couple of those kids in Norway doing the bongo dance. Boom, I get served this Indian comedian, Nimesh Patel, every day now.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get him on the pod.
Okay.
He's really funny.
I mean, all day I get served him because I watched all these bongo dances.
He's so good.
Can I
There's
call
an Indian
out
couple
Anand for not doing the dance? He said he'd do the dance and he didn't, and I just want to put that out there.
Anand did not do it.
Ari, did you go to the bars with Javier?
We're actually gonna go on Saturday.
Okay.
No, we are.
Shit.
It's planned.
It's been like
It's
3
planned.
weeks. I've been telling you.
It's planned.
Yeah.
I
All you
did
did was
text
walk
him,
around
and he
our
did
event.
tell me I'm not coming.
All you did was walk around our event and ask everyone what they hate about us.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'll say it again. If somebody said, "Oh my gosh, this many American phones have been infected with a malware that lets them listen to your mic, check your keystrokes," it would be the greatest hack in human history. Instead,
it would literally be the big.
And I want to point out that we said this 3 years ago.
it should be banned.
And Joe Rogan just started saying it. Now people have been following it.
yeah. All right. Well, that's why
I wonder what
listen to
Andrew
Group Chat.
Tate thinks.
I wonder what his next move is.
Brian Toll said no, he does not know who Andrew Tate is.
Exactly. That's my point. He's in nightlife. He handles the most famous people in the world. And
But
does
he
not
lives in
know
Romania,
Andrew
bro. He's a
Tate is.
Romanian god.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Like, yeah. Well, I guess we are pretty hip. You know what I mean? Like, we're pretty in the know for a pack of, well, 2 old
Pack of
guys
old
and,
Indian males.
and a young guy. For 3 old Indian males.
I have a Taco Bell zeitgeist, and I know what who is Andrew Tate's follower.
You should have a young Indian male index. It's just what do young 30 to...
That's so easy.
It's powerful. It'd be a
I could
powerful
do that.
Golden
event.
State Warriors, Taco Bell,
lot of buying
Nimish
power.
Patel, Quick Style. That's it.
That's literally all that they care about.
That's just and then, JavaScript. VC Twitter.
Oh my God.
Chamat's exercise.
Holy shit.
No, he's on the outs with young Indian males.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Is he? They're turning
I
on
have
him?
the zeitgeist. I'm telling you.
They're turning on
What
him.
else? Give me one more.
One more what?
A young Indian male
What are they into?
index. I just gave you some hot ones.
Anything in TV? What about Indian
I
matchmaker?
think fasting, intermittent fasting, big thing.
Really?
Very Gandhi-like, huh?
That's a very
Going back
like
to the
Joe
roots.
Rogan-y type of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
cold plunges.
No. Cold plunges are big in the young Indian male community.
No, it's like
It's hot in India. It's so hot in India. Everyone want a cold plunge. It's like 100 degrees there all year.
At least they want to talk about intermittent fasting while they're pigging out.
Yeah, they're
Just
Taco
like,
Bell
this is
watching the Warriors.
Yeah, they take a break.
break.
You take a 10-hour break in between their Taco Bell visits. Okay. All right. Well, we did it. Tim, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Keep up the good work, and tune into the pod every now and then. It could be helpful. We'd love to see you at the next event.
I think I'll be here every week.
Okay.
Wow.
Come on in. Okay, that's all we got. Everyone have a great
All right.
week.
You guys don't do shout outs anymore?
There has to be one.
Yeah.
Do you
There's
want to shout someone
shout-outs?
out?
No, I just thought that. Where's Satoshi?
Drama kind of booted him out.
Yeah. He's in my DMs. Like every time I post something, he DMs me, but I never open them.
I think Satoshi was at the event. That's my prediction.
I mean,
He
you would
said he
think
was.
so.
He was at the event.
Yeah, he said he was.
Yeah.
You still don't know who it is?
He said, Ari knows.
I don't. I asked him to find me, and he said, like, if he sees me, he'll come and say hi.
He
And then
definitely said
didn't
hi to
see-
you. You just don't know.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Damn, this guy's good.
He is good.
Guys
I'm
are
really
so
surprised
sick.
he's kept it up this long.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
What's the angle at this point?
Just something to
It's
do.
fun.
I think he feels.
Did you watch Manti Te'o's documentary?
I have not. I know it's hot right now.
Why did he do that? It's fun.
Manti Teo was
Right.
falsely accused. Is that right?
No, he's not
No.
falsely accused. He faked that he had a girlfriend that
No,
died.
he didn't fake at all. The girl that he never met faked her death.
Oh,
It's
what's that
insane.
on?
It Netflix. It is must see.
I gotta watch it.
I watched 1 hour. I think it's 2 hours. I watched 1 hour of it. I was like, oh my God, this might be the best thing I've ever seen in my
I saw
life.
clips, but I could not remember the story. For the
No,
life of
you need to watch it tonight. It's
Okay.
blockbuster.
Okay, that's it. Sorry. At least we got a content recommendation early. Everyone
Like
check it out.
Manti Te'o's fake girlfriend, we're out.
We're out of here. Bye bye.